guarantee you that you're not productive as you want to be because you're not doing this one simple thing. You're not writing things down. And we're going to talk about it today because I want to show you how I overcame my procrastination and how I became 100 times more productive just by doing this one simple thing every morning. Let's get into it. There is a lot of science and data out there explaining this phenomenon. You are more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. Now, having a goal is a great thing. That's a good thing. But you're more likely to achieve that goal if you write it down. And for years, I'm telling you, for years, I would set these goals, but I wasn't writing it down and I would never achieve them because it wasn't sticking. Something about writing it down makes your goals stick. And if you get into the habit of writing down your goals every morning, you're going to be more likely to achieve those goals and to reach them. And one of the things that I found that having big and lofty goals, that's a great thing, right? But you have to be able to break those goals down into achievable steps in order to reach the big goal. But you'll never reach the goal unless you have benchmarks, unless you have benchmarks that you can actually reach, that you can actually feel and achieve, and that will motivate you to keep going. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about myself and about my career as an artist. For the better part of my career, I was a freelancer. And I had no problem of getting a job and getting it off the table because, when you get a job, you have a deadline that's set, you have to meet that goal, and you have to have your work done at a certain time. So I would get these jobs and I would get them on and off my table, no problem. But when it came to my own personal work, I had a problem. And the problem was this. I couldn't seem to get my own work done. The work that I truly wanted to do, that satisfied me, my own personal vision, I couldn't get work done. And my day would look like this. On the days that I wasn't working or I didn't have a job or an assignment to do, I would get up. I said, okay, this is the day that I'm free. I can do some work. Boom, get up, make my coffee, drop the kids off to school. Now I have some time, but wait a minute. I got to scroll through my phone. I have to doom scroll for a little bit. Now I'm tired of doing that. So I take a nap. After I take a nap, I get up. I got to eat some lunch and I'm tired again. Maybe I have an hour or so before I pick the kids up from school. But wait a minute. I don't want to go into my studio to get started because then I would have to stop and pick up my kids at school. So I would say, hey, I will wait till after school and that would be my time to work. Well, here's the problem. After you get home from picking up the kids and running around, they have needs. They need to eat. You got to fix them something to eat. And then you have activities at night like church or whatever it is that you do. Your day is gone. And then you may have some time late at night after everybody's asleep and you maybe have like a few hours or so, but you're so tired and drained from all the things that you've done during the day that your day is wiped out. You have no more energy. You're depleted. And if you have a job, forget about it. You're drained by the time you get home from work and get the kids settled, family life, all that stuff. You're drained. You're gone. You're done. It's been said, and definitely there's some science out there that the average person makes about 35,000 decisions each and every day. The average person. Think about that. Your brain makes 35,000 decisions or more each and every day. And art is a decision process. Whatever type of art or creative process that you do, you're actually solving a problem. You're making decisions. So after all that brain work, of course, you're going to be drained. I've always said that after I do a painting, I'm drained because I'm doing more observing, more looking, more thinking. And that is a draining process. So Your brain is like a muscle, and your brain makes decisions constantly, whether it's what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to wear, uh, what road am I going to drive down, am I going to answer this email? What am I going to say? What am I going to write? You're making decisions, uh, whether big or small, each and every day, and those decisions mount up. And by the end of the day, your brain is just mush, right? I'm sure you all can understand and relate, especially you working artists out there. You're coming home from work drained, and there's not a lot of energy to do your work. And sometimes you have to force yourself. And for a while, I was blessed because I was a freelancer and I could pretty much control my own day. But even in controlling my own day, the day would slip by because I didn't have a clear plan for the day. I didn't write things down. And something that I just started doing recently, and I would say with the last few years, I began to keep a calendar and I write down everything that I want to get done during the day, even if I don't get it done. But writing things down has a way of making things stick. And when you can sit and look at something that you wrote on the page, you're now accountable for that, right? So if you have accountability, you're much more likely to get a task done than if you didn't, if you keep it in your mind. If you keep it in your mind, it's just in your mind. It's just for your mind and heart to see. But once you put something down on paper, now you have something concrete and something to hold yourself accountable to. And when you can see that visibly, you're more likely going to carry it through because your brain is telling you now, hey, you are accountable for this task. So I want to zoom out and I want to talk more about this procrastination thing, right? I had such a hard time with procrastination, and it was literally killing my artistic practice. And I was a weekend warrior. I would say, okay, so, you know, my week is shot. I don't have time. There's so much to do during the day, especially with work and especially with running around and all the errands. I felt like I didn't have the time. But here's the problem. I was calling myself an artist, but I was only getting in my studio maybe once or twice if best a week. So I set a day and I said Saturday is going to be my day where I would get in my studio and I would work. But guess what? The same thing would happen. Even though I designated a day to work, the same types of things would happen. You have life, you have family, things to take care of, you have responsibilities, right? And that's all good. However, as an artist, you still have to carve time out to do your work. And even if you're like a freelancer or personal artist, you're getting jobs, you still need time to fuel your personal vision to keep you excited about your work and to keep your work fresh. So here was the thing that I decided to do. And this was maybe a year or two ago. I started keeping a daily calendar. And in that calendar, I would just write down one thing I wanted to do or one thing I wanted to accomplish each day concerning my artwork. Now, that was a beginning. As I began to write things down and as I began to get more organized, I would write down what I want to do for that day. And I felt the best time to do that was in the morning. Now, again, I have a job now and I don't have much time in the morning getting ready for work. I do carve out a little time for a little journaling and prayer, but to really plan out my day, I felt like the best time to do it was sitting at my desk when I had a few minutes of downtime before my day started. And I said, this is the perfect time to write down my goals and to write down my gratitude. And that's what I do every day. Now, for you, it may be different. You have to find out the best time that is for you to sit, give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to plan out your day. But for me, mornings when I get to work, that is my best time to plot out my day. And my day looks similar. So there's a few tasks that I know that I have to do. And then I just write down what I want to achieve that day, my goals, right? And not only do I do my goals, I write a few things that I'm grateful for. I'm thankful for free coffee. I'm thankful for my wife, my children. I'm thankful for my ministry. I'm thankful for my relationship with Yahweh. I'm thankful for my big goals, and I write these things down. Just a few things down, what I'm grateful for, and that gets me into the mood of being cheerful, being happy, and being optimistic, right? So I found that very helpful. But in writing things down, it, like I said before, it gives you accountability. And when you have accountability, you don't want to break that chain, right? There's the comedian Jerry Seinfeld. He came up with a strategy that I think is brilliant and very simple to do. He said, I'm just going to write one joke a day. One joke a day, right? And what he would do was he would paste up a calendar on his wall, and if he didn't write a joke that day, an X did not go on that calendar. But if he did, an X would go on the calendar. And then he started seeing a chain. And then he said, I'm not going to break this chain. So one joke a day. Imagine if you could do one sketch a day, one drawing a day, one mark on the canvas a day, one small painting a day, one study a day, one page a day if you're a writer. 5 minutes of practice, one practice session a day if you're a musician, whatever it is that you do, whatever your creative practice is. What if you could just do one thing a day? Just one. Imagine what your growth would look like by the end of that calendar year. And what I want you all to see is that creative work is a slow process. It's a slow burn. It's better to have a slow burning streak than sprint and be out of breath and burn out at the end of your go, right? So creative work is often slow. You often do not see the progress right away. You often don't see results that you want to see right away. But believe me, by sticking with it every day, it happens. But it only happens if you write things down. If you write your goals down. You have to write what you want to get done down. Otherwise, it's probably not going to get done. Let's say you want to do a painting, or you have an ambitious vision for a series of paintings. If you're not writing down what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, you really don't have clarity. And if you're not in, and if you don't have clarity, you're just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. But when you write things down, believe me, it gives you clarity. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of mission. And when you have those things, you have a drive and you will have a zeal to get things done. I hope this video helped somebody out there. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. Write it down. Whatever it is that you want to do, begin by writing it down. And by writing it down, believe me, it's going to stick. I love you all. Yahweh bless, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace out.